Thank you so much for joining me tonight. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef, and welcome to my monthly Pampered Chef party. You guys have just been so supportive of these, and as long as you guys keep supporting and requesting and loving all this, then I will keep doing them for you guys. So welcome to my kitchen. Happy Valentine's Day, a couple of days late. I'm excited to give away some prizes live tonight. If you haven't already, introduce yourself in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you happen to be watching the replay later, you can leave your comments and let us know you're watching the replay. I have a lot to cover tonight. I'm going to show you how to make two delicious recipes. The first one is one pot sausage and kale pasta, and the other is turtle fudge skillet cake. They're both made in this beautiful 4.5 quart stainless nonstick piece of cookware. If you bought this already, or if you earned it as a host in November or December, if you have this piece, leave a comment. Let everybody know how awesome it is, because it is while supplies last. I was crossing my fingers, saying some prayers that this would not sell out before tonight, and I checked it earlier today, and it is still available on my website, and so you guys can definitely purchase this tonight. We have the 4.5 quart size that is while supplies last, and then our 3 quart, which isn't this beautiful? They both come with a glass lid. They have that non-stick coating on the inside with the stainless grid on the top. So if you're not familiar with our stainless cookware, the cool thing is they have a non-stick surface, but the stainless grid on the top allows you to sear your meat, so you get that beautiful browning that you get in stainless, but you're not going to have that food stuck to the pan. So if you've never cooked in stainless, you may not be familiar with that, but there's a learning curve with stainless cookware, but not with Pampered Chef Stainless, because it is amazing. It's so easy to cook with. So as you guys are joining, I'm going to go over just a couple of things, and then I'll show you how to make the pasta and the turtle fudge skillet cake. If you haven't ever had that recipe, it's a really old Pampered Chef recipe. I want to say from like my first or second year in the business, so like 1999, 2000, and it was made in a different skillet, but I made it today in this one. I cannot wait to eat it. I'm gonna leave the pecans off. I know that's what makes it turtle. My family won't want it with the pecans, so I don't want to waste them, just for them to pick them off. So you can use your imagination for that. As we finish decorating it, it would look a lot prettier with those pecans on the top, but I want to make sure my family will eat what I cook. So I want to remind you guys, if you pre-registered, you went into the pot for all the giveaways that I'm about to go over. You also should have received the link with the specials, the shopping link, and the recipes. If you didn't get that beforehand, I pinned it at the top of this chat. So make sure that you check that out. When you shop tonight, you're gonna earn double entries into the big prizes that I'm gonna be giving away. So I'll tell you more about that in just a little bit. And just a reminder, if you want to comment, you wanna leave comments, if you wanna ask questions, you have to log in on YouTube. To do that, you need to log in with your Google account. Google owns YouTube. Google is Gmail. So if you have a Gmail email, you're going to use that information to log in. I know every month I do this, I have people who have a hard time logging in. So if you have a Gmail account, use that information to log in on YouTube. So with that said, you're going to find all the last chance items in the text that I sent you, or at the top of this chat, you can click the link. We have so many things. They are up to 35% off. Some of these I'm going to use tonight, and some of them I'm not. Obviously, I can't use all of them, but definitely check that out. A couple of specials. When you spend $90 or more tonight, you are going to get, and actually I need to look because I want to make sure, actually I think I wrote it down here. Let me see. Yes. When you spend $90 tonight, you're gonna get our mini skinny scraper. This is what it looks like, but it is smaller than this. I have misplaced it. It is something that I have left at so many host homes. And so it is about this height of this one here. So if you can see the size difference, but it has this shape. Hopefully I didn't confuse you. You'll see the picture in the link at the top, the mini skinny scraper. It's perfect for getting inside of all those jars, but you wanna make sure you scrape all of the extra stuff that's stuck to the sides. When you spend $120, you're gonna also get this slice and serve. And you guys, I have had this slice and serve so long, I can't even tell you. I mean, it has the old, the little chef hat logo. That's how old this thing is. So it comes with this little cover. It's great. It's great for serving our turtle fudge skillet cake. So I will have that for serving that a little bit later. Now, everybody who shops the party tonight, not just tonight, but as long as you shop by Wednesday, everybody who shops this party will receive the new spring summer catalog. I will mail this to you separate from your order, and everybody who wins a prize will also get one of these in their box. On this is our new deluxe air fryer and oven. If you haven't seen my post about that, Pampered Chef has redesigned our deluxe air fryer. I do not have mine yet. There was a delay in shipping, and so I have not received mine yet, but I hope to have it soon so that I can start using it and share it with you guys. But if you shop the party, you'll get a catalog. If you shop tonight, you're gonna get double entries into the giveaways. And some of those are, I'm gonna give away this 4.5 quart skillet, a new one, of course. I'm also going to be giving away this 3-quart saucepan. I will be giving away another heart-shaped stoneware piece. I know you guys are all wanting that, so I have another heart-shaped stone to give away. I have a 9x13 Brilliance bakeware piece to give away, and our nesting spoon rest. If you're interested in getting the deluxe air fryer and oven at 60% off, which will be $139.60, be sure to let me know that you would like to host a party. We can start your party next Monday, or we can start it in March. Either way, you will qualify for the air fryer at a 60% off price. We'll just put your order in on March the 1st. So all my parties starting next week will be open for 2 weeks anyway, so they'll close in March. So without further ado, I know you guys all want to know who has won the live party prizes. So I have 5 or 6 winners here. I will mail these to you. If you don't know if I have your address, it would be wonderful if you would just send me a text or a message on Facebook and say, hey, this is where I want you to send my prize. If you're one of the winners, it just saves me a little extra step tomorrow. But my first winner is Jill Stevens. So congratulations, Jill. Jill is going to get the brownie mix, the almond cake mix, and a sample of our new crispy garlic crisp seasoning. So that's for Jill. And then Cindy Hicksenbaugh, she's gonna get the brownie mix, the sourdough bread mix, and also that crunchy garlic crisp seasoning. Andrea Pilgrim, you're going to get the shortbread cookie mix, the sourdough bread mix, and that crunchy garlic crisp. And then Katrina Paris, you are going to get the caramel apple dip mix, shortbread cookie mix, and that new seasoning. And Kathy Frassetto, you're going to get our coating trays that come with a set of tongs, which I wish we sold separately, and that crunchy garlic crisp seasoning. And then Ada Johnson, you're going to get a large reusable bag and the roasted red pepper and tomato bisque mix. And Chris Jude, you will also get a large reusable bag and the roasted red pepper and tomato bisque. So the other prizes that I'll give away at the end of the party: 4.5 quart stainless steel pan, the 3-quart saucepan, a heart-shaped stone, 9x13 Brilliance bakeware, and the nesting spoon rest set. So are you guys ready to get started? Let's go ahead and make our 1-pot sausage and kale pasta. I'm not gonna use this, so I'm gonna set it aside so I don't knock it off and it gives me a little bit of space. I am gonna show you guys a couple of new products tonight. So you're gonna get a little sneak peek at some of the things that are coming. The first one is this Italian dipping oil. So I'm gonna be using this instead of just regular oil. And if you love our garlic Parmesan oil, it is being discontinued. They've restyled it into a dipping oil, but the current one is part of that sale. So you can go ahead and get the garlic Parmesan that we have now at a discounted price, and then we will repackage it and restyle it in this bottle after March the 1st. So I'm gonna put about a tablespoon or so of this. This is just oil with an Italian seasoning mix. I'm gonna turn my pan on here, and we are going to, let me see here. Oh, I don't have one. We're gonna put our sausage in here. If you hadn't noticed, how many of you noticed this beautiful knife block set? So I'm gonna be using some of these new knives tonight, but I love this. Look, it fits on your counter like this, or if you don't have counter space and you wanna put it in a drawer, you can open your drawer and set it in there, and then you just take out whatever knife you need. I think this might be Connor's new favorite. He has used these every day. My kids are at the stage where they are cooking. Unfortunately, they are not cleaning very well. I'm gonna just spread that oil around a little bit, and I'm gonna pop this sausage in here. Doesn't wanna come out. And I don't wanna cook this paper. All right, I'm gonna wash my hands up. We're gonna brown that sausage, and we're going to chop up an onion. We're gonna add some garlic and onion to this pan after we remove the sausage. So while we're browning that, we will get everything else ready. Whoops. You have a couple of choices when you're cooking ground meat. So I have a mix and chop and our mix and chop spatula. You may have, you may prefer one over the other. I prefer the mix and chop, but the mix and chop spatula is also great. So I'll reach around here and just crumble this. And then we're gonna use our electric twist and chop to chop the onion. So my boys were swimming for the last couple hours, and Christian was asking me what I was gonna make tonight, and he is so excited that he is gonna get this. And I should have sprayed this with oil. I almost always forget to do that. If you spray this with oil before you start chopping, it's not gonna stick to it like that. I just wanted to get that started, breaking that up, and you're just gonna kind of let it sit for a few minutes, and we're gonna chop up our onion. So I'm gonna use my new utility knife. So we have the paring knife, we have the utility knife, we have a bread knife, and we have a chef's knife. Aren't these beautiful handles? So they're very similar to our forged cutlery. They're not black. They have this kind of, I don't even know, it's kind of a gray. It matches our towels. So I'm gonna cut the ends off of our onions. I'm gonna take my onion peeler, I'm gonna slice down one side, and then peel this onion, and then we'll toss that in the garbage, and I'm gonna give this a little chop in the pan, and then we'll chop our onion so it'll be ready to go when we remove this. So we're gonna brown the sausage, we're gonna remove it from the pan, we'll add a little bit of that dipping oil, and we'll put the onion and garlic in there, and then we'll throw the sausage back in. We're gonna add some pasta, some tomatoes, some broth, and some tomato sauce. All right, now I'm gonna cut this in 2 quarters. Now, move this all the way so I don't hurt myself. Hopefully we can get this over here so you can see. We're gonna put this in here. The cool thing about the twist and chop, I've used this a few times on my videos, so you've probably seen it already. It doesn't just chop, but it twists and it spins up and down. So it goes around and it goes up and down too. All right, I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. I almost picked up spicy sausage, so I was really glad that I caught that beforehand, because I don't know, Christian might have been the only one that would eat that for me. All right, so we're gonna just pulse. And that's it. Pop this off, and I'll set this aside. If you didn't know this, we sell replacement containers. So if you wanna have a second container for this, you certainly can. All right, I turned it down too low. Now it doesn't want to finish. I'll turn it back up. All right, so we're gonna crumble this sausage, and then we're gonna add in some garlic. I'm just gonna add the garlic in here so we stay ahead of the game here. And then I'll put it in the pan after I remove that sausage. All right, I think we need 2 garlic cloves, yes. So pop these off here. And then we're gonna use our garlic press, which I feel like I've had 100 years. Pull that little cleaning tool off. Pop that little hard piece. It would be hard to press through that. So I'm just gonna press this in with our onion, scrape this off, and then you just hook this little comb piece in right here. Pop that out. We're gonna do this again. So you do not have to peel your garlic before you press it. A lot of people think you do, and you definitely do not. All right, we'll get this just a little bit more. It's still pink here. Want to make sure that's fully cooked. I debated on doing that ahead of time, but I thought, well, it'll cook pretty quick. Since I'm using an induction burner, I'm able to cook pretty quickly here. All right, almost there. Now, as you guys have questions, leave them in the chat, because I will go through the chat at the end and answer those for you. So, get this ready. When this is all done, I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna put it in this small stainless steel colander. I love these. I like the mesh colanders also, but since we came out with these, I use these almost exclusively. I like this size and I like the larger size. I like to put just a paper towel, line my bowl with that, and put this in here so that if I have any grease, it will go through and sit on that paper towel, and then I can easily throw that in the garbage. All right, this is almost there. If you have a couple of little pink pieces, it's okay. This is all gonna go back in and it's gonna finish cooking. Sorry for all that scratching and scraping in the pan. All right, tell me if you have our scoop and drain. This is a retired Pampered Chef product, one that I love and I hate has gone away. This is the smaller one. We had a large one, so I appeal to Pampered Chef to please bring it back. We really, I use this a lot. Now you can use the mix and chop spatula for this, but I feel like this is just more efficient, and so since I have it, I'm going to use it, right? All right, got a couple little pieces left. Scrape those, and it's okay to leave a little bit of the grease in there. Set this aside. I'm going to put a little bit more of this Italian dipping oil in here. And then we're going to turn our heat back on. Add the onions and the garlic. There we go. And I will tell you, I like to use this silicone, I think it should be called a spatula, but I think it's called a turner. That was another one I thought was named a little bit odd. I have to remind myself. This is the silicone turner. I'm 99% sure. We're gonna just mix that in with that oil, and we're gonna let this brown just a little bit. And then I'm gonna cheat and make sure that I don't forget. So after about a minute or two of cooking this, we are gonna add the sausage. So we're gonna add some pasta. So I have a whole pound of pasta. This is rotini pasta. The recipe calls for, I think, a bow tie pasta. They didn't have that at Aldi, but it really doesn't matter. You can use penne pasta, you can use rotini, you can use macaroni, whatever you have or whatever you can get. But one of the things that I love about Aldi is their pasta is still a pound. It's not 12 ounces, it is a full pound, which I love. We're gonna add a whole container of chicken stock, and we're gonna add 1 can of diced tomatoes and 1 can of tomato sauce. If you wanted to make this a little bit more spicy, you can add some red pepper flakes. I'm not gonna do that tonight, but it's something that you can certainly do. So let's go ahead and add all of this back. The longest step in this process is browning that sausage. But see, now I've got that, I can just toss this little bit of grease right there in the trash. All right, so we're gonna put our pasta. I hope you guys are excited about this recipe. It's really good, super easy to make, and I like that it makes a lot. So Christian is the kind of kid that if he likes something, he can eat it. He can eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner until it is gone. Like, he doesn't get tired of something. And so I like that I can make this, and he has his meals. He's not nearly as picky as Connor, and so he will eat this and eat this and eat this. And that's why he was so excited when I told him that I was making this. All right, so I'm just gonna give this a little quick stir. You want all the pasta to kind of, at the end, to be underneath the liquid. So we've got a can of tomato sauce and a can of petite diced tomatoes. And I'm gonna grab something real quick. We have, I didn't think about, glad I remembered where I put this. We have another new product. I think this is called the 5-in-1 opener, but don't hold me to that. I love it because you can open vacuum sealed jars. You can open bottles. I don't think, it doesn't fit on here, but it does fit on like 2 liters or water bottles. You can use this for your beer bottles. But this little guy here, you just hook it under and stick it in there, and then you can peel this off just like that. Now, I don't recommend doing it like this if you're gonna use a scraper, because you'll cut up your scrapers, and I don't want you to do that. We don't need to scrape this one. I'm gonna use my can opener on this can, start at the front of the can, go all the way around, then you know you've gone all the way around because you bypassed that starting point. Start counterclockwise, and you see how it dropped that can? And you've got this little claw. All right, let's see. I've used all my little scrapers, so we'll just work with what we have, right? Okay, so we have our sausage, we have pasta, a whole box of chicken stock, we have a can of tomatoes, we have a can of tomato sauce, and if you're putting the red pepper flakes in, this is when you would do that. All right, let me press. So I'm pressing all this pasta down. Remember I said you want to make sure that pasta kind of stays under the liquid. I find that that's just the best way to do this. I should have brought my spoon rests over here. Okay, we're gonna put the lid on here, and this says bring to a boil, reduce the heat to a simmer. I forgot I turned it down on low, so I'm gonna put it on medium. We're gonna bring it to a boil, reduce the heat, and we're gonna cook for about 10 minutes. After that 10 minutes is up, we're gonna stir in some kale. If you don't like kale, you can certainly use sausage and some cream cheese and Parmesan cheese. So let's talk about the kale for a minute. I wanna show you a couple of tools. And I did grow this kale on my tower garden. This is the last of my kale. My kale plant is officially needs to be replanted. But I took all the leaves off of here. My family wishes I would leave this out. Connor and Keith will pick this out. But Christian will eat it and I will eat it, so be it, right? So we have two tools that you can use to pull, to strip your kale off of these stems. Now, when you get down to the last of your plant, you get these little skinny leaves. So for this, it's probably gonna be better for me to use this herb stripper. So you can just pull and strip these. One has a little stem on it. Just like this, but you see they're kind of skinny. So you can go down to the next hole and you can pull a little bit more. Now, we also have this nylon knife, nylon serrated knife. This works great also, but the tricky part with this is you can't adjust the, and so when you're down to these little pieces, it's kind of hard. So let me see if I have one that's kind of bulky. Let's see if we can do this one. See that one? Yep, that one's a little bit better. But for most of these, I'm gonna need to use my herb stripper. And the herb stripper is only available with our herb prep set. It comes with the herb stripper, the herb mill, and the herb keeper. So you're gonna get all three of those products, and I love using all of them. All right, now if you don't have either of these tools, another way that you can do this is you can take our shears and kind of fold this, and you can take these and just sort of slide like you would a piece of wrapping paper, just slide them up and you can get rid of those stems. So you have three ways that you can strip kale, or you can buy it chopped at the grocery store if you don't have it on the stems like this. I do love being able to grow my kale. I use it a lot in place of spinach, and I also grow Swiss chard. That's one of the things I think grows the best in the tower is the Swiss chard. I have so much of it. I've been eating cream Swiss chard with just about every meal that I make. Gonna give this a little stir and turn it up just a little bit for a second. And we're gonna chop this kale. We're gonna do that with our salad choppers. These are the double-bladed scissors. I think most of you guys probably have these. If you don't, you're really missing out. These have a lifetime guarantee. They are dishwasher safe. The blades do not get dull because they are actually serrated. So we're gonna chop this up. This will be stirred in at the end. So we're gonna stir in the chopped kale, the cream cheese, and the Parmesan cheese. At the very, very end, this kale will wilt. And I probably, if everybody in my family would eat the kale, I would put probably double this because it just wilts down to almost nothing. Oops. All right, get all that in there. Okay, and I have my 4 ounces of cream cheese. Let's go ahead and shred some Parmesan cheese. So I'm gonna show you guys something that Connor really loves. So my boys, they're definitely in the, I'm gonna cook food for myself stage. And while that's great, they have been leaving a mess in my kitchen. My dishwasher already ran at least once a day, sometimes twice a day, and now it feels like it's just constantly running because they're constantly dirtying up half of the things that I have in here. Now, this is our juicer. You may have seen Connor using this on the video yesterday. He was making limoncello lemonade. By the way, the limoncello syrup is still available. And I can't believe it's still available. It is so good. It was always meant to be a limited time item, and can't believe we still have any left. All right, I have some Parmesan cheese here, and we are going to use the zester to shred our Parmesan cheese. Connor likes this better than the zester that you go this way, or the box, or the kind of like a box grater. We call it the double-sided adjustable grater, I think is the name of it. All right, so I think we're almost to a, yeah, we're almost to a boil here. I turned it down to low by mistake, and so got a little bit behind on that timing, so I apologize for that. All right, I like Connor to use this one too because he has more control over it, and even though these blades are super sharp, it's less likely that he will cut himself. So we're just gonna shred this cheese. If a little's good, a lot's better, right? So that's a little, let's go for a lot. I learned that from my dad, actually. When I first joined Pampered Chef, I was only 18 years old, and I was terrified of public speaking. And so here I am. How is it that I'm here today doing this live with you guys? I don't know. But I practiced, before my first party, I practiced on my dad and my sister. And when I was telling them what I was doing, I was practicing the chicken and broccoli braid. And I said, oh, I'm gonna measure out 4 ounces of cheddar cheese. And my dad was like, no, you're not measuring that cheese. If a little's good, a lot is better. And so I have learned that if you want, especially if you feel like you're not a good cook, if you want something to taste really great and you're making a recipe with cheese or chocolate, just double whatever it calls for. And I promise you, it will taste amazing. So, all right, so this is a boiling now. So I'm gonna lower that temp and give this a stir, because remember, we don't want any hard noodles. You guys realize how much this pan holds? 4.5 quarts. So our deluxe stand mixer has a 5-quart bowl. If that gives you an idea, it's almost as much as that would hold. All right, so I've got lots of Parmesan cheese here. You can stir it all in, or you can stir half of it in and then top the rest of it on top of it. All right, while we wait for that, I'm gonna move this out of the way because I don't want anything that we just put in that recipe to go in our cake, right? We wanna keep that chocolate cake chocolatey. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna cheat because like I said, it's been like 20 years since I made this. So I pre-baked the cake, obviously, because that took about 35 minutes at 350. And I wanted to make sure that I had my pan available. So it has cooled off. It is best to serve this cake nice and piping hot because you can flip it right out of the pan. So when this came out of the oven with the cake, I took my little releasing tool that came with the bunt pan, the new tube pan rather, and I just went right around the edge. Didn't even really need to, like the cake had already pulled away from the edge. And look at this. I flipped it out on our chip and dip tray. I'm about to show you another new product because I love this tray, but sometimes depending on what you want to flip out onto this tray, it's really easy to burn yourself, right? Because you've got, whether you're using oven mitts or you're using towels or whatever, it's really bulky and big. So I am so excited about these. These are, my boys are both loving these. These are the silicone, I don't even know what they're called, oven mittens, gloves, that's what they're called, silicone oven gloves. So they are big. Keith could easily get his hand in here too, but I love these because they even have a little piece right here. So like if you're taking a pan out of the oven, so my boys, they want to cook, but they're anxious about taking things out of the oven, but not now, because they can use these and take things out of the oven and their hands are, and most of their arm is covered on this. So what I did was I just put the chip and dip tray right on top of this, and I was able to flip it over while the pan was hot, never felt anything, and I let it cool. Now, Now, I had one little teeny tiny place that stuck to the pan. I must not have melted that butter or spread it out good enough on there, but I just put that little piece right in there. So it says Pampered, doesn't say perfect, right? So we're gonna set this aside while we get the icing or drizzle or whatever we're gonna call it. We're gonna take a 4-ounce brick of baking chocolate, and we're going to put it in the small micro cooker. Let's see. We're gonna add some homemade caramel. The recipe calls for a 12-ounce jar of caramel ice cream topping. Gracious, these don't want to come apart. I'm just breaking these up, so it looks kind of like a Hershey bar, and I'm just kind of breaking these up. So we're gonna add some caramel to this. We're gonna put this in the microwave for, let's see, 30 to 60 seconds until the chocolate is melted. So we'll do like 30 seconds and then we'll check it. And then if we need to do more, then we'll do that. All right, so I made caramel in the blender yesterday. So if you want that recipe, it's in my page. I think this is about a 4-ounce scoop. So we're gonna do like 1.5 because the recipe says to do half of the jar. Now I will tell you, I'm not telling my family there's caramel in this because Connor probably wouldn't eat it. And the recipe is meant to look really pretty when you're done. And you take the, I don't want to put that in there because there's so much left on there. I'm gonna set this aside so I can scrape that off later. We're just gonna melt this together and it's gonna look like chocolate. Pour it over the top. If you make this and you want the pecans on there, you're gonna put those chopped pecans, and then you're going to drizzle more caramel on the top. So Keith and I can drizzle our caramel on top after it's all prepared, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in the microwave for 30 seconds. All right. Now, another great way to serve this cake is with ice cream. So you may remember at Thanksgiving, I talked to you guys about taking an apple pie and some ice cream to a Friendsgiving event at the church. Christian serves at the church, and they had a Friendsgiving, and he doesn't drive, so I took him and they allowed me to stay. It was very nice, but I took an apple pie and some ice cream. So I'm gonna show you this magic ice cream bowl here in just a second, but let me stir our chocolate. We're probably gonna need another 30 seconds. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need. I'm gonna just go ahead and do another minute. All right, we're gonna do a minute on that. Does anybody else hate melting chocolate like this? Like, I mean, 30 seconds, it's just too often, right? We wanna put it in there and just melt it. Now, this is our 2.5 quart on the go insulated serving bowl. So if you're familiar with the white serving bowls with the clear lid and the white knob, these do the exact same thing, but Pampered Chef designed them to be on the go, so you can take them. So we have a spoon rest built in, so you can put your little ice cream scoop there. We're gonna open this to vent it. Check this out. So I put this ice cream in here over an hour ago. Let's see, I don't wanna dump it out. Not even a drop. So don't you love that I just test things out live with you for the first time? I didn't know what was gonna happen if I did that, but so I just took the half gallon. This was like Publix brand ice cream. I took the half gallon, took the lid off, and I cut the sides of that cardboard container, and I just peeled it, dumped it in here, and I just took the ice cream scoop and just kind of pressed it all around just to press it out. So this cake is delicious with ice cream. Let's check our chocolate. There we go. I think this is gonna be good, but let me stir it and make sure we don't have any clumps. All right. And our pasta's almost done too. Okay. So we have this nice, smooth, look at this, isn't that beautiful? Okay. Take our cake. Now we're gonna just, oh, amazing, right? All right, let's see. I'm gonna take my scraper. Remember what I said about cheese and chocolate? I should have doubled this. I didn't follow my own rule. I followed the recipe. But yeah, doubling the chocolate would be such a brilliant idea. But I've made this cake many times, and it is enough, and it spreads nicely over the edges. So you just kind of gently push it to the edges and let it just start falling down, and it has that beautiful drizzled look. There we go. So I'm gonna leave this as it is. I know that's painful because it would be so good with some pecans on the top and more caramel, but this is way too much cake for my kids to turn their nose up at. So, you know, I did not like nuts at all as a child, so I really can't blame them. I'm gonna set this aside, but look at this turtle fudge skillet cake. I don't want to get any splashing on here because that would just ruin this. All right, I'm gonna set this over here. Okay, back to my story here. So when I was a kid, I didn't even like icing. Can you believe that? Now I love it so much, I want extra. But I didn't like icing on cakes. I didn't like nuts in banana bread, that kind of stuff. Well, my grandmother Thomason, let me tell you, she was the very, very best. And she literally baked every single day. And I don't know what happened to this little pan, but she had this little square pan about this big. And she baked me a cake without icing it all the time. Or a little portion of her banana bread without the pecans. And I realize now that that was probably a lot of trouble for her. And it just shows how much she loved me. She lived with us. I think they moved in when I was 2 or 3. And she lived with us for almost 20 years. So, great memories. She would be proud to know that I make her banana bread now. I've shared it with you guys, and I put pecans in it now. So, I've grown up, so maybe my kids will do the same. All right. So, we're gonna melt that cream cheese, just kind of stirring it around. This pasta is nice and tender. And we're gonna add in this kale. You're just gonna pour it all in. Don't be afraid to add the greens. I thought I was gonna have to add some Swiss chard in here, just to have enough, but when I went and cut that kale plant off of the tower, I thought, well, this will be enough. So we're gonna mix that in, and then I'm gonna add in half of this Parmesan, and just let it sit and get kind of, let that kale wilt and let the cream cheese melt. And then I'll top the rest of this cheese, and then it'll be ready to serve. So what do you guys think about this recipe? Are you excited to try it? Have you tried it before? Who's excited about this pan? Like, I have used this pan for almost every recipe that I have cooked lately because it is just amazing. You can start it on the stove, finish it in the oven. I probably should have grated more cheese, but I can always do that later. Okay, so I'm looking around, as I like to do, to make sure that I haven't forgot anything. I'm gonna put this on keep warm here. And we are going to, I'm gonna answer some questions. So if you have questions, now is the time to put them in the chat. Make sure I haven't forgotten anything here. All right, let's see, I love that we're ahead of schedule. Okay, see if I can get back to the top here. All right. I have found that these do not show up in any particular order, so, all right. So Kathy, I know that Kathy said she has to have, that she has the scoop and drain. It is such a great product. So let's see, what questions do we have? All right, Cindy asked, what is it called that you're cooking on the sausage? Okay, this is an induction cooktop, so it's just a portable burner. Since my stove is over here, it's easier for me to do this for you guys right here. I'm gonna turn this off just because it's boiling here, and that's not the goal. But I have an induction cooktop over here, and so I actually found this induction burner, at Aldi. They don't carry it all the time, and that is the grocery store. But occasionally they do sell small appliances, and I could not be more happy about this. So hopefully that helps. But any induction cooktop would work fine. All right, let's see. I also love that you don't have to pre-cook the pasta. Lori, I'm sorry, the 5-in-1 opener is not available until March the 1st, so you have to add that to your wish list for later. Let's see. Let me see. I'm just looking for questions here. So Juanita asked, if you don't like kale, can you use broccoli? I don't see any reason why you couldn't put broccoli in here. You could use kale, spinach, Swiss chard, broccoli. Any green is really going to be just fine. You could even use asparagus if you want. Let's see. I'm looking for questions. I'm so glad you guys love all the tips and tricks. So I don't know, Craft on Q, she said, I have that knife. She didn't know she could use it that way. So I'm guessing that you're talking about the nylon, serrated nylon knife. Those holes are for stripping herbs and kale. Hey Terry, I hope you had a great time on your trip. And let's see. I'm looking here. I love all of your, I should DoorDash my food. It's funny you say that because my kids always ask me, can we DoorDash? Can we DoorDash? I'm like, no. All right. The oven gloves are awesome, Jane. So I know that you guys will love that. Okay. Looking for the questions. The gloves will be available on March the 1st. The Italian dipping oil, March the 1st. The knife block, March 1st. What else did I give you a little sneak peek of? Let's see. The cake is super duper yummy with Ruth Ann. Mary, I'm glad you're going to print these recipes out. Yeah, if you click the link at the top, it'll take you to the recipes you can print. There's a print button built into Pampered Chef's website. Jill, thanks for the compliment on the microwave. I have mixed feelings about the microwave. I like it mostly, but it's not quite tall enough for my rock crock lid. It kind of hits, so I don't love that. But I do love that it's down low and not up high. Let's see, questions. Yes, Anita, I will be putting pecans and caramel on my slice of cake. Keith will just put caramel. All right, let's see. All right, if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. I look like I'm getting near the bottom here. Let's see. Terry, that made me laugh about you not loving pecans and walnuts, but you do love them now. Let's see. Sherry, you're going to love your tower garden. I'm so glad that you got one. Yep, love the pan. If you love the pan, you need to buy it on this party because it is while supplies last. So when they run out, they're gone. And I hope that they will look at how many people are wanting it and loving it and buying it, and they'll put it in our line. They say they're sort of wanting to see how people respond to this size pan, but it is by far my favorite pan Pampered Chef has ever made. So Terry, that's funny that you had to say grew up. That I like the first comment because it really made me chuckle. All right, no more sneak peeks on new products yet, but that will be coming. We're nearing the end of the month, so I will be sharing more about that. So Jolie asked if this pan is dishwasher safe. It is. It's dishwasher safe. However, you're probably not even going to put it in the dishwasher because it's so easy to clean. You may not want to put it in there just to save the space. The new air fryer does not have a rotisserie. Pampered Chef did a ton of research to find out what people loved about our deluxe air fryer, what they didn't like. And while there are a lot of people who love the rotisserie, there were also a lot of people who struggled with the rotisserie spit and getting their chicken on there, and struggled with the weight limitation because it was like 4.5 pound chicken and it was hard to find that size chicken. So we redesigned the deluxe air fryer and oven. And by the way, it's a toaster oven on the top and an air fryer on the bottom. It has 2 doors. So their slogan is when one door closes, 2 doors open. And they are designed to sync finish, meaning you can tell it to finish at the same time. So like you can bake brownies in the top and you can cook your chicken in the bottom. So instead of putting it on a rotisserie, you will want to spatchcock your chicken. If you don't know what that means, you basically flip the chicken over and you cut it and you open it up and lay it flat. Kind of looks like the chicken's laying like spread out on the floor. I've cooked spatchcock chickens in the oven before, and I can't wait to do that in the new air fryer. So while it doesn't have a rotisserie, the idea is it's easier for you to bake a whole chicken in the new deluxe air fryer and oven than it is in the old one. So I hope that that helps. Let's see. All right, I lost my place. Let's see. Oh, Bonnie, I do not know. Bonnie asked about my touchless soap dispenser. It says, let's see, Studio. I will tell you, I bought that at Bed Bath & Beyond for $1. They had a ton of them. I bought some as gifts too. $1. I don't love it as much as the Simple Human brand, but as far as like how it works, but the Simple Human brand, the batteries have to be changed a whole lot more often. So you kind of have to pick, you know, pick your battle there, I guess. So Terry asked about the micro cooker. This is the small micro cooker. So if you don't have these, make sure you go to my recipe community tonight. It is your last chance to get your name in the drawing for a set of 3 of these. Tomorrow I will be giving away the 1 quart, 2 quart, and the 3 quart micro cooker plus. It's from my Flip Flop Friday giveaway from last Friday. As long as you leave a comment tonight on that post, you will be entered into the drawing tomorrow and you'll be able to win these. So make sure you go there, flipflopchef.com, the button at the top to join the group if you're not already a member, and just leave a comment. There's no purchase necessary and you'll be entered to win. But this is the micro cooker. And let me tell you, I have duplicates of these. When I mentioned earlier that my boys are cooking a lot, they're cooking almost everything in the air fryer and the microwave. I'm so glad I have micro cookers, but my dishwasher is full of micro cookers. Top rack, bottom rack, they're everywhere. And so these are getting a workout in my house. All right, let's see. Yes, so Becca asked if the cake was baked in this new pan. Yes. So I baked, and by the way, it was just a devil's food cake mix according to the package directions, baked for 35 minutes in the oven at 350. Juanita is asking what brand my induction stove top is. It's GE. I should have known that. All the appliances in her are GE. So, all right, let's see. Ron, hello. There's not a lot of information out yet on the new air fryer because it's not available for purchase, but stay tuned. I will be sharing some of Pampered Chef's videos. Since I don't have it yet, I can't really make any of my own, but stay tuned for that. It will be available March the, The air fryer, if I misspoke earlier, the air fryer is only available for hosts in March. It will be available to customers in April. So I hope that that helps. Katrina, I do not remember how much this bottle opener is going to be, but if you will text me, I will look it up and let you know. Mary asks, when is the stone available? Mary, I don't know which stone you are asking about. If you're asking about the heart-shaped stone, they have not told us if they're gonna sell that one. All right, Linda, she asked about the nylon knife. What else can you use it for? So the really cool thing about this, if you have any of our Brilliance bakeware, this will not scratch. So our stainless cookware, you can use metal in there, right? But this is gonna keep you from scratching your nonstick cookware, nonstick bakeware, but it's also really great. If I hadn't already used it, I would have used it to slice up the cream cheese. Doesn't stick quite as bad as it does on like a metal knife, but you can strip your herbs and your greens through here, but the knife is just, it's great for so many things. It's not sharp, but it does a really, really good job. All right, let's see. Jill, we will have new products. They will be released on March the 1st. And if anybody came in at the end, or excuse me, after the beginning, everybody who places an order on this party will receive from me a copy of the new catalog. So I will be mailing those out as the orders come in. The 5-in-1 tool is not available yet. Any of the new products I showed you, they're not available yet. Yes, cook the cake in the stainless pan. The name of this pan, Jill, I think that's what you're asking, is the 4.5 quart stainless nonstick saucepan. Let's see. Okay, Juanita said she gets white stains in her micro cookers. Is that normal? It is normal. It just means you overheated something in there and it changed the color of the plastic. Now, all of Pampered Chef's products since 2016 are BPA free, and we don't use any recycled plastic. So I know there's a lot of stuff out there right now about the black plastics. So even if you overheat these, it's not going to give off anything toxic, but it will change the look. And if you look in all of mine, they are all that way. I have done it to some, but my kids have definitely done it. Let's see. Yes, garlic bread, it would be a perfect meal. I thought about doing some bread, but I wanted to kind of keep this as simple as I could in under an hour, and we're getting close to that. So, Linda, thanks for letting me know that was you. There is a list of items going away. So if you open the text that I sent or the link at the top of the page, the top of this chat, the last chance sale, this is the very first time, Pampered Chef, I can't remember another time in 26 years that they have discounted the discontinuing products before they're discontinued. So typically they don't mark these down, and we hope that if there's any left, they'll end up in the outlet. But I love that they mark these down up to 35% off. So there are 3 images, I believe, in the link. But there are so many things. I'll read off the list real quick. Wood grill scraper, 3-piece peeler set, the deluxe air fryer, and mess catcher. And by the way, any accessory that worked with the old air fryer will work with the new one. If it's a smaller pan, you can put it on top of the new racks that go in. I did not know that a week ago, so I know that now. The silicone and wood utensil set, which I will be serving this with this spoon. I love the look of this, and so that's what we'll be serving this with. Grilling tool set, signature nonstick grill pan and press, the lemon garlic rub. I just ordered 12 of those for Christian. That's his favorite. Minestrone soup mix, tortilla soup mix. Those will be going away until the fall. The basil oil, garlic parmesan oil. Make sure you grab those. The brown sugar syrup, cherry almond syrup, limoncello syrup, Java chip frappe mix, vanilla cream frappe, all of our enameled cast iron. I was really sad to see those go away. So grab those while you can. If you have an induction cooktop like I do, they work in the induction. So I don't want this to get cold. I'm gonna put it back on, keep warm. The square baker, the wine tumblers with the bag, the square baker with the tray, and our indoor-outdoor portable grill. So those are all the products that are marked down that are being discontinued. So you still have time to get those. That's the beauty of the end of a season before a new season, is you can still get all those things. Patty, I'm not sure which pan you are mentioning, but 4.5 quart stainless steel nonstick saute pan, and then we have the 3 quart nonstick saucepan. Let's see. Okay, so Vicki, the cake was made in the 4.5 quart pan. I flipped it out on the chip and dip platter. Debbie, I don't know, I said something about a blender scraper. I'm not sure which, if you have a question about that. I didn't use that tonight in anything that I did here, but if you have a question, just let me know. Let's see. Sherry, I can't wait to see what you ordered for your daughter. And let's see. Misplaced your pusher piece of the mandolin chopper. Yes, if you, and this is for any product that we sell that we have replacement parts for, go into the shopping link, type in the product name. So like just type in mandolin. Depending on if you're on your phone or if you're on your computer, there's a tab for replacement parts. You can look at what replacement parts are available for that product. If you can't find it, let me know and I will be happy to look that up for you. And Lithia, no, the air fryer does not do a rotisserie. Yes, Lisa, the enameled cast iron is induction friendly. So all cast iron can be used on induction. So the raw cast iron is what I call it, and the enamel can be used on induction. That's one of the reasons I love it, because I can't use any of our signature nonstick, the ones that have removable handles, and the rock crops. They don't work on induction, and so I have another burner that sometimes I use with my rock crock. That's a portable electric burner. All right, let's see. I think that's all the questions. If you have any more, go ahead and leave those in the comments and I will just stay here for a second. But just a couple of reminders, if you shop tonight, you're gonna get double the entries for those bigger prizes. And those are the 4.5 quart stainless saute pan, the 3 quart saucepan, heart-shaped stoneware, 9x13 brilliance baker, and the nesting spoon rest set. shop tonight, you get double entries. The party will close on the 19th. So you have all through Wednesday to place your orders if you're not shopping tonight. And let's see, what else do I need to tell you? New products will be available March the 1st. We do have a couple of things that will be while supplies last. We have a new guacamole keeper. I think it comes available April the 1st. It's pretty cool. I have it. Let me show you. I have some guacamole in it too. Let me show you. All right. So this is pretty cool. It is only while supplies last, and it doesn't come available until April 1st, if I remember correctly. But this has this cool lid here, and you put your guacamole in there, and I might make a mess here because, hang on, let's see. See if I can get it back on there to show you. I may not be able to. Okay, I can't put it back on without making a mess. But the cool thing is you push this down. So let's see, I have to see if I can pull it out. Yeah, let's see. Pull this back down. All right, so I got a little bit of mess, but you see how this piece moves? So you fill it with your guacamole, and then you put the lid on, and then you press this down until you get a tiny bit out of the top, and then you press it to seal, and it keeps your guacamole from browning. Is that not amazing? So you're definitely gonna wanna get one of these. Don't make a mess like I did. Typically, you're not gonna take the lid off and just put it right back on. You're gonna take the lid off and eat some. So that's gonna be available in April. Lots of other great things are coming, so stay tuned for a video soon. If you have any questions, feel free to text me. I will be in and out of my office tomorrow. Tomorrow's a school holiday, and even though we're homeschoolers, we are taking the day off, and we're going to be out of the house a little bit. So thank you guys for joining. If you have any questions, text me, leave them in the chat, either way, and I'll get back to you. I appreciate you joining me tonight, and I will be mailing off all those prizes. Since tomorrow's a holiday, I'll try to get them out on Tuesday. I have them all boxed up, and most of them are ready to go. So thank you guys so much. I will let you know when the next live event is going to be soon. I have not decided. I have a couple things in the works, so I want to make sure that I pick the date. And thank you to those of you who let me know that last Sunday was a Super Bowl Sunday, because I don't keep up with that kind of stuff. And thanks for telling me right away, Susan, so that I could change it to tonight so that everybody could